Okay, so today is 3/29/21, and we're doing proportional tables. Again, we're doing proportional tables, but this time there's something missing. So you're going to be given a table, right? It's going to be X and Y. They don't even tell you what X and Y is. Let's create. All right, so here we have a table, right? They don't give you a story, they just give you a table. Then they'll do this. And they'll ask you, what is K equal to? What's the equation? And 3, fill in the table. So you know it's proportional because I told you it's proportional. On Wednesday, we'll look at things that are not proportional. Maybe. I think so. Not proportional. So you have to tell me, okay, what is K and what's the equation? And then fill in the table. So I give you this, it's not filled out. There is 1, 2, 3 parts that we have to fill out. So how do we do this? Well, you have to use the one that's already filled out. So here is a pair that's filled out right here. Given this information, you can do the rest. So this is the one that I know. So this has to tell me everything. Now, some of you can spot out the unit rate just by looking at this, right? Some of you are like, oh, I get it. I know what the unit rate is. I know what the constant of proportionality is. Others of you might be looking at it and be like, I don't know. How do I do it? If you're sitting there going like, I don't know. Your best friend is y over x. So given this point, given this ordered pair, given this pair on the table, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in this form, 60 over 10. 60 over 10. Oh, and then I'm not sure if it happened in this class or my other class. Like, this is what they said their unit rate was, 60 over 10. And I'm like, you have to simplify it all the way. So no matter what pair you get, you got to simplify. If you can actually divide, then divide and you'll get a whole number. Sometimes you'll leave it as a fraction. Sometimes it'll be turned into a whole number. 60 divided by 10 is 6, right? So 6 would be classified as my unit rate, my constant of proportionality. Some of you saw it a long time ago by doing this. 10 times what is 60? Oh, 10 times 6 is 60, Miss O'Malley. So 10 times 6 is 60, so therefore my unit rate, my constant of proportionality is 6. I can write down my equation as y equals 6x. Notice it's y equals 6x, k equals 6. It's not 60 over 10. Just simplify it in order to call it a constant of proportionality, okay? So now can we fill in the rest of the numbers? Why, yes. If they give you x, it's really easy to find y. These are the easiest ones because you know the magical number. Magical number is 6, so we're going to take 6 times 6. What's 6 times 6? 36. 6 times 8? 48, right? All of these top numbers, if we multiply them by 6, we get the bottom numbers. Now, this one's a little bit more hard. When you go backwards, you're going to divide, or you can think of, okay, what number can I multiply times 6 to get to 90? Or I can do 90 divided by 6 to go to x. However you want to think about it. So what's 90 divided by 6? Or what number times 6 is our magical 90? What is it? Yay! My inbox is full of 15s. Good job. So there it is. So today what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the table and you're going to tell me what K is, what the equation is, and so on and so forth. Okay? Let's do another easy one and then I'll introduce a harder one. All right, ready? So we'll do another easy one. All right, so we have this table right here. Here's my table. And sometimes they'll give you two complete or one. I just gave you one pair. Sometimes they'll fill out more. I just gave you one right now, 5 and 40. So I'm looking for what K equals, what's my equation, and then fill in the table. All right, so this is an easy one. Told you it was going to be easy, hopefully. Hopefully you can all go, okay, this is the one they gave us, right? I got to fill in the rest. How do I go from 5 to 40? Because there's no 1. I can't look for the 1 and look for my constant in proportionality. So 5 and 40. What do I do to 5 to get to 40? What did I multiply 5? What magical number did I multiply 5 times what gave me 40?
8.
8, thank you. So you know that 5 times 8 equals 40. So that means that your constant in proportionality is 8. If you don't believe me, this is what you do. You do y over x. So y is 40 divided by 5. 40 over 5, y over x. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So there's a couple ways you can figure it out if they're easy. I'm going to show you another one that's like, eeks, not super easy. All right, so you know the magical number is 8. So I give you x. So 8 times 8, 64. 2 times 8, 16. Now I got to think of what number times 8 is going to give me 48. What number times 8 is going to give me 48? And the correct answer is 6. Yeah, 6 times 8 is 48. So my equation is y equals 8x, and I just filled in the table. Okay? Any questions on this part? So you're using the unit rate to fill in all the rest of the table. You're figuring out, you need to figure out what the unit rate is. There's a couple ways to do it. One is just like, oh, you just see it. You're like, oh yeah, 5 times that is 40, cool. Or your best friend is y over x. Your y over x always works, okay? Sometimes you can see it. Now I'm gonna show you one that you might not be able to see. Okay, this one you might not be able to see right away. Ready? Okay. So here's my table. A lot of blanks there. I want to know K is your equation, and then you fill in the table. All right. First thing you want to do is look for the 1. Is there an X with a 1? No. Darn, not going to be that easy. Second thing you do is you go, okay, what did I multiply 18 to get to 15? What did I multiply 18 to get to 15? Ah, darn, nothing, right? 18 times what? I mean, there is something, but it's not like 2, 4, 10. It's not an easy number that you can just look at and solve for, right? So when we have problems like this, you go and you rely on your best friend, y over x. Y over x. Don't flip it. Some of you still flipped it on Thursday. Don't flip it. All right. So here is the given one. So I'm going to put 15 over 18. All right, and now I'm going to simplify it. Just like elementary school, we used to add fractions and the teacher's like, simplify it. Or she or he might have said, reduce it. I don't like the word reduce. I like simplify. So what does that mean? It's like, okay, what can I divide the top and the bottom by? What can I divide 15? And 18 by 3, good. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So, can I simplify 5 and 6? Nope. So therefore, the constant of proportionality, K, is 5 over 6. It's a fraction. All right, so my equation is y equals 5 over 6x. Yes, your equation can be in the form of a fraction. That's okay. We tend not to write them as decimals. We tend to leave them as fractions. All right. So, how are we going to do the rest? How are we going to fill out this table, guys? Any ideas how to fill out this table? All right. So, there's a couple of ways to do it. This is one way. So your fraction is your unit rate is 5 over 6. 5 represents your y, 6 represents your x, right? Yeah? Follow me so far? Using your unit rate, your constant of proportionality. Okay. So here's let's do this one. I'm missing the x, right? I have the y. So the y is 5 and the x is missing. Oh. So what is the x equal to in this problem? 6, right? All right, that was pretty easy. Let's do the next one. Again, I know that it's y over x, which is my unit rate of 5 over 6. Here, I'm telling you that the x is 30, so I'm going to plug it into the position of the x. And here, I don't know what y is, so I'm going to leave it as a y. But knowing that when y is 5, x is 6, I'm going to plug it in. This is called a proportion. I don't know if you guys ever saw these in 6th grade. Did you guys ever saw these in 6th grade? Does this look familiar? The butterfly method? Yes. Did you guys do this in 6th grade? Cool. Well, you're going to do it right now too. All right. There is a shortcut to this. There's an easier way to do this. The butterfly method always works. My method sometimes works. All right. Here's my method. How did you go from 6 to 30? What did you multiply 6 to get to 30? Times what? Times 5. So multiply the top by 5. What's 5 times 5? 5 times 5 is 25. So therefore, if x is 30, y is 25. Let's do the next one. I'm going to do it up here. So I know it's y over x. I know it's 5 over 6. They give me 12. 12 is x, so that means it goes on the bottom. And I'm looking for y. Now you could do it the butterfly method, or you can try my shortcut. You ask yourself, how did I go from 6 to 12? What did I multiply 6 to get to 12? Times 2. So then I'm going to multiply the top by 2. 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So the missing number is 10. How do we feel about these? Super confused, somewhat confused. I need more practice. Do you guys want to do another one together with the fraction? All right. Let's try doing this one. I don't know why I did that. Oh, whatever. All right. So this is the information that's presented to you. And the first thing you do is always look for the 1 on X. Well, there's no 1 on X. Then you look for the pair that they give you. Okay, so this is the pair that they gave me. And there is nothing out in the world that I multiplied 35 to get to 25, right? Nothing. So then you use your y over x. My y is 25. My x is 35. You simplify it. We divide by 5. We get 5 over 7. Can I simplify 5 over 7? Nope. So therefore my k is 5 over 7. That is my constant in proportionality. That is my unit rate. I literally took 35 and I multiplied it by 5/7 and I got 25. That's how I got it. 5/7. All right. So now you're going to use basically knowing that it's y over x and knowing that your unit rate is 5 over 7. You're going to fill in your table. So you go to the first one, however you want to tackle it. They tell you that y is 40. Okay, so if they tell me that y is 40, I'm going to put 40 into my y, right? And that's going to help me determine my missing x because x is the one I don't know. It's a mystery right now. It's a variable. So what you do, you can do the butterfly method. I think my shortcut will work because it's proportional. You will ask yourself, how did I go from 5 to 40? What did I multiply 5 to get to 40? Oh, you multiplied by 8. Yes, 5 times 8 is 40. So I got to multiply the same thing at the bottom. 7 times 8 is 40. So, whoa. 7 times 8 is 56. We're still stuck on the 40 up here. So therefore, x is equal to 56. So we can plug it in. 56. Now the second problem they gave us x is 98. So again, using y over x and knowing that my unit rate is 5 over 7, okay, they tell me that x is 98. So the x goes on the bottom. So therefore, that's where I'm going to plug in the 98 at the bottom. And then they don't tell me what y is. That's what I'm going to solve for. Okay, my shortcut is you ask yourself 7 times what number is going to give you 98? Gosh, I don't know that number. I'm going to go over here and go 98 divided by 7. 1 gives me 7, remainder 2, bring down the 8. That's 4. Oh, 14. So 7 times 14 is 98. Oh, okay. So I got to multiply the top by 14. So 14 times 5, 20 carry the 2, 70. So that means that y is 70. So I'm going to plug it in. It's 70. Try to do the next one before I do. So it's easier than the one we just did. Try to fill out what would x be? If y is 30, what would x be? If y is 30, what would x be? All right. I love it. I love proportions. Proportions are awesome. You can probably solve 99% of the seventh grade problems using a proportion. I used to say if you get stuck on a problem, it's probably a proportion. And you can probably solve it just by kind of doing a proportion. So a proportion is when it looks like this. This is a proportion. So we have this ratio is equal to this ratio. One fraction is called a ratio. Two equal ratios are it's called a proportion. You probably did these in sixth grade where you wrote out proportion and then you did the butterfly method where teacher told you to do this, right? It's a pretty big thing in sixth grade because you're gonna need it in seventh grade, like today. Woo! All right. Are there any questions?